guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing my how to create your perfect quote-unquote winged eyeliner. I want to give you guys some tips and tricks as well as some tools that you can use to create your perfect wing. I know that winged liner is something that people struggle with, and believe me, some days mine is not good. No, not at all. So if you are interested in knowing how I create my winged liner, then keep on watching. All right, so the first tip that I have for you guys when creating your winged liner is practice. I know that everybody says it, and I remember when I was starting out, everybody said practice, practice, and I was like, yeah, right. You can say that because you have it down pat, but from experience and doing it so many times, practice is seriously the number one thing when it comes to achieving your winged liner. I seriously, when I first started, it took me about a good 6 months to a year to get my wing down to a place where I was happy with it. I mean, don't get me wrong, every day, the wing has a mind of its own. It could be incredibly great one day, and then one day it's like, bam, nope, you're not having it. I'm not having it today. But I'm telling you, if you practice, you will get it down good. I remember too, when I was first starting, I was horrible. Seriously, horrible at winged liner. And then I remember every day, like before I would get in the shower, I would sit at my kitchen table with a mirror and I would just practice. And I remember one time I had done my makeup and I did a winged liner, and I'm sure it was like ratchet and crooked, and I remember I was so happy that I connected the wing. And I remember I called my mom, like, Mom, I got the winged liner. I'm getting it. And probably in retrospect, it was just horrific. But if you keep practicing, you will get it. I really, really promise. Just keep practicing. Like I said, I practiced before I would get in the shower. So, if you messed up, you just go wipe it off and then you can start all over again the next day. So definitely practice, and you will definitely get it. Trust me, just practice. Is making sure that you have the right tools. I want to share with you guys some of my favorite brushes when it comes to doing winged liner. Now, these are the 3 ones that I have. These are all by Sigma, as you can see. I'm going to start with this one right here. This is the Sigma Small Eyeliner E10 brush. It's just a regular thin liner brush. For me, I actually like using this. I used it over the weekend because all my other ones were dirty, all my eyeliner brushes. So I tried this and I do like it. It's definitely out of the 3, my number 2 or 3 favorite. Probably number 3 because I don't use it a lot, but it is really easy to use if you're starting out. This is a really great one to use as well, but I will say you have to have a precise hand when you do this because you have to, go ahead and do it. But I do like this. Like I said, I used it over the weekend and it's easy to use, but like I said, it's probably number 3 in my collection because I don't use it as much. So that is the E10 by Sigma. The next one I'm going to talk about is the Sigma Winged Liner Brush. This is the E06. First of all, this is like the smallest little brush ever, and I really do like this brush. I used it recently in one of my tutorials, and I told you guys about it. Actually, I think it was the Morphe one that I just uploaded last week, and I really do like this. I will say for me, I do like it. It does give you a really precise winged liner, but it does take you a while to fill in your liner with this brush because it is so tiny. But I do love using this on other people. Over the weekend, my friend Christina came over because she's getting married in a couple months and I'm doing her makeup for her wedding. And so I was doing a winged liner and I actually use like my regular brush, but I feel like I like this brush better on doing it on other people than doing it on myself, if that makes sense. I don't know, it's just my own personal preference. So I do like it. Like I said, it does take a while to fill in your wing with this little brush, but I really do like it. So this is the Winged Liner Brush E06 by Sigma. And my favorite winged liner brush, and the one I'm going to be using today in this tutorial, this is the Sigma Small Angled E65. It is the brush that I use number 1 always when I'm doing my winged liner. It gives you the perfect line. It makes it easy to go ahead and achieve that wing. It's easy to fill in your wing. I just really, really love this brush. I think that if you are starting out, this is a great brush to get because I remember it being difficult when I first did it, but if you get used to it and used to one brush, you will be able to just get used to it and learn the tricks about how to use this brush better. So I really do love this. So like I said, this is the one I'm going to be using today. So this is the small angled brush by Sigma. This is the E65. So we're just gonna go ahead and get started. As you can see, I've done my face and I did my eyes for today. So I just have to do my liner, put on some lashes, finish up the eyes, and finish the face. But let's go ahead and do our wing. So for today, I'm going to be using my tried and true Inglot gel liner. This is my favorite gel liner. It is so black. It is so, does not move. It is, you need a makeup remover and you need to wipe it a couple times to get this stuff off. It's really, really great. This is the AMC eyeliner gel in number 77. As you can see, it is black and I absolutely love it. So this is a really great one. Like I said, I've tried a bunch of gel liners, but this has been my favorite. I know that the drugstore makes one, Maybelline makes one that's really, really good. I actually have it upstairs, but I'm sure it's dried out by now. Just a lot of companies make gel liners. So if you are a gel liner person, Inglot is definitely my favorite. You can also use liquid liner, which I have one right here. This is the LA Girl Fine Line Liquid Liner. I do really like this. I'm more of a gel liner person, so I do use gel liner more, but if you are liquid, I do really like this LA Girl one. I also have the Galactic liquid liner upstairs as well, which I really, really like. I personally like using gel because I feel like I have more control using gel liner. Other people feel opposite, so definitely get both, or if you want to go to the drugstore and just get two different liners, a gel and a liquid, and try them out for yourself and see which one you feel you create a better wing with. It's totally up to you. Everybody has their own preference. So there are two ways that I really like to do my wing that I think are the easiest, because when you're doing your liner, it can be intimidating and you don't know how to do it. You don't want your wings to be uneven because that is the worst. So my number one trick for you guys when it comes to doing your gel liner or any liner is using Scotch tape. I know it may be like a cheat way to do it, but honestly, it's the best way. I'm able to do my winged liner without tape, but for the majority of the time, I do like to use Scotch tape, because especially when I am in a hurry, or if I need to be somewhere and I'm doing my makeup, for me, I don't have time to mess up. I don't have time to go back and fix anything or take it off and redo it. For me, using Scotch tape is so easy because you just put it down. It creates that line. You want to make sure, of course, that both eyes are even, and it just creates that line. All you have to do is just trace the line over the Scotch tape and just connect it all together, and it will give you that precise line. And it's just my favorite way to do it. Like I said, when you are on a time crunch and you don't want to mess up, Scotch tape is like my best friend. I use it so many times. I've used it so many times in my makeup tutorials. So Scotch tape is a really great trick if you are a beginner. Another trick that I like to do, which is what I'm going to share with you guys today, is I actually go in with my small liner brush, and then I'll go in with a black. So today I'm going to be using Makeup Geek Corrupt. You can use any black that you have. And what I do is I actually put it down on either side, and I make sure that the wings are even, and then I'll go in with my gel liner. So that's actually the way I'm going to show you guys today. Because even though Scotch tape is the thing I do the most, I want to be able to show you guys how I do my winged liner. Penny, don't eat the leaves, honey. I love you so much, honey. Please don't eat those leaves. Okay, so I'm going to take the same winged liner brush that we're going to use for this tutorial. Ooh. And I'm going to go into my Makeup Geek palette, and I'm going to take just a little tap of it. And then I'm going to go ahead and just create a line. And this is going to give you the line that we're going to trace with our winged liner. So I'm going to go ahead and just create a line. Okay, and when you create your line, you want your line to kind of match going along your lower lash line and bringing it out. So as you can see, that's kind of what I did. I know the rule is you go from your upper to the end of your brow, but when I do that, it just looks wrong. It doesn't look good on me. So what I do is I kind of go along my lower lash line, but at the same time, I kind of wing it out going towards my temple. I know, am I breaking a rule? I know. I know I am. I always break the rules. So that's kind of my tip when it comes to creating your line. Again, I don't follow the rule because it would be so upturned and my eyes would look so weird. So that's why I kind of go along my lower lash line and I kind of bring it out going towards my temple. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, and I'm gonna try to match it up with this line. The reason why I do this is because I don't wanna go ahead right in with my gel liner, because for me, I'm a perfectionist, and if my wings are off, there is nothing I can do. This gel liner does not come off. There is absolutely nothing that I'll be able to do, and I'll have to live the rest of the day with uneven wings, and how can you live like that? So that's why I go in with shadow, because you can just wipe off the shadow. It's easy to wipe it off and you can just make the lines even. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap back into my black, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to make these even. As you can see, both lines are going out. So this is even, and this is what we want. So now we're gonna go ahead and do our gel liner. So what you wanna do with gel liner, I always have a little piece of paper in front of me whenever I'm doing my makeup in front of me. You can use the back of your hand, or if you have one of those metal palettes that they sell for makeup, if you wanna if you're mixing a foundation or something like that. But I always use a little piece of paper. I have like a million of these upstairs in my room. So with this little piece of paper, what I'm gonna do is I don't wanna dry out my gel liner. So the number one thing is I take out some, I put it on the back of my piece of paper, and then I close my gel liner right away, because you don't want your liner to dry out. That would be like... So I'm gonna go ahead and scoop some of this out, as you will see. So I'm gonna take my brush and scoop a good amount out. Of course, we can always go back in and get more if we need more. And then I close it up and then I put it away. And then this bit, I'm gonna try and see if I can do this. I'm gonna put it on the back on my piece of paper. Now to go ahead and start doing the wings. So I'm gonna go ahead and start on this eye for you guys. Now what I do is I go in and I get some of the gel liner. You want the liner to be you want your brush to be as thin and as pinched as you can get it. If you guys are gonna be able to see that, I hope you can. See how the brush is very thin and very pinched, which is one of the tips when it comes to doing gel liner, is you want your brush to be really thin, because that's gonna give you that precise line. So I just go on the back of my piece of paper and I just go like this, and it will give you that thin, pinched brush. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and start our line. So I'm gonna go right along that line that we just created with the shadow, and we're just going to just go along the line. Okay, so I'm really nervous because I'm nervous I'm gonna mess up. Okay, so now we're gonna go back into our gel and go like this again, make it pinched. And then what I do is I go in and I line my lash line next. And bringing it all the way into that inner corner. Okay, so this is what we are left with. So now we're gonna go ahead and connect our winged liner. Again, getting some on the back and then making it thin and pinched in that motion. So now I'm gonna connect it from the top of my wing and bring it in. I usually kind of connect it and bring it like halfway in first, and then I'll go ahead and kind of get it right, if that makes sense. I'll show you guys in a second. So first, I'm going to place my brush. Like I said, it's pinched, it's ready. So I'm going to place my brush right about here, and I'm gonna bring it in. So we're gonna go bring it right here, okay? And then bring it in. Here goes nothing. Just like that, okay? Just like that. So you just wanna go in one straight motion. Just go for it. Just go for it. You don't need to think about it. Just bring it in. And then we're going to go ahead and fill in the rest of our wing. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and start to kind of add some more black in here and then just make it all connect. So now I'm just going to add some more black and then take the end of my wing and just bring it in so then it all connects. Okay, so that is one wing done. If you wear a kind of a glittery color, which I'm kind of wearing today, you want to make sure that you go over your liner to make sure that none of the gold has fallen into your color. And that is it. That's how we create our wing. That was pretty good job, Ashley. So now we're going to go ahead and do the other wing, which I'm going to try and film good for you because now I'm going to have to look like sideways. So again, going back into our gel liner, get some of the product on and then do that motion so that it is pinched. So now we're going to go ahead and create our line. After your wing is filled in, I'm gonna go ahead and just sharpen up the outer corner. So that is it. So that is our wings. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put on my lashes and finish up my eyes and my face, and then we will be done. This brow is not on fleek today. What is going on with you, little brow? I hate this brow. I hate this brow. I'm gonna give you so today I'm gonna be sharing with you my how-to. I mean, I'm able to do my my friends. Those are my BFFs, my friends.